Okay, let's get into it. I love this week. We actually get to see football this weekend. College football is back, and it has taken what seems like an eternity for it to get to this place. So here we go, and we've got a couple of huge brands playing games here in week 0, which, why do we call it week 0? I'm tired. Like, can we just... Let's just start the season, right? Like, whatever. I digress. I'm not going to complain because it's game week. Notre Dame and Navy in Dublin, and USC and San Jose State are the games that I'm raring to see. Let me just quickly talk about what I'm excited about these games. Now, are they the best games in the world? No. Okay, but who cares? We actually have football. We can stop talking about conference realignment. We can stop talking about transfer portal. We can just talk about games. And these two teams are quite interesting, Notre Dame and USC, for a lot of different reasons. Let me start with the Notre Dame angle. So as they travel over to Ireland to take on Navy, first of all, Notre Dame and Navy is just like an awesome game, and a historic game. So I'm going to love watching that. And then from the Irish's perspective, are they going to avoid what was a slow start from a year ago? Okay, so last year early in the season, and I think, to their own accord, maybe it was that they had a brand new head coach who had never been a head coach before. Maybe it was a lot of different things, but they played down to their level of competition. That hurt them, obviously, and they lost some games that they shouldn't have lost. They were better than a few of those teams, and they got off to a really slow start. So my question is that just chalked up to the first year under a new coach who had never been a head coach before? Or is that symptoms of something bigger? We're going to find out this week when they take on Navy. And then the other part is just this offense. This offense for Notre Dame, it was, I don't want to say like terrible, but it wasn't great last year. Relied heavily on Michael Mayer. He's no longer there. Did not have quality quarterback play. Now they bring in Sam Hartman. I'm really interested to see what the Notre Dame offense looks like. They don't have Tommy Rees, their offensive coordinator. So this is going to be a wait and see. And I can't wait to see because this guy, Sam Hartman, can play. Over 100 touchdowns, ACC record holder. Can't talk. I just had coffee. In the ACC. And they need that desperately. I think they're going to have a really solid offensive line, but those are the things that I'm really interested in when it comes to Notre Dame. And then this USC San Jose State game. Now, do I think that this is a game that can threaten the Trojans? No, I don't. But there's some things in this game that are going to tell us a lot about USC, regardless of who the opponent is. Let's go into them. First and foremost, it's going to tell us nothing about Caleb Williams. Fine. I just want to see him play. He has become appointment television because of his style of plays, very similar to Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL. The way he plays, the plays he makes, his style, you never know what's going to happen. Any given play can turn into a highlight reel that could be the best play that you've seen, in the entire season. But the actual questions that I have, I do think could be in some ways answered about USC against San Jose State. Let me start with, on the offensive side, what does the running back situation look like? Are they going to be able to run the ball effectively? Now, history would suggest that they will be able to, and they're going to have to replace Travis Dye. You know how I feel about Lincoln Riley's offense. When they can run it, they are really good. And that's where this offense wants to sit. It's really a run-first offense, in particular if you talk to Lincoln Riley. I know that they can throw it, but their ability to run that GT scheme, open up the RPOs, open up the advantage throws, open up the leverage throws, it just makes it sing. And it's really beautiful when that offense is in rhythm, and it starts with that run game. So I'm interested to see what the run game looks like early in this season. And then, obviously, the defense. Now, do I think that USC is going to get beat by San Jose State? No, obviously not. Will the defense look better? Yes. But there are metrics that you can look to and you can look at and say, like, are they actually better? One is just the eye test. Do they look bigger, faster, and stronger? Two is, like, do they actually tackle? It was a clinic last year in how not to tackle the ball carrier when they face UCLA, when they face Utah, when they face Tulane. They were allergic to tackling. They couldn't do it. Is that improved? We'll see against San Jose State. And then some of the metrics that I'll be looking at, yards per carry, yards per play. Can they produce any pressure? I'm interested to see what that looks like, because the track record under Lincoln Riley has not been great defensively, even with Alex Grinch. They played a little bit better towards the end of his tenure at Oklahoma, but not a lot. And this has been the one thing holding back any Lincoln Riley team as it relates to the top end of the sport. You can't tell me that Baker Mayfield team couldn't have won a national championship just with an average defense. I mean, Georgia running the Wildcat offense with Sony Michel and Chubb scored 53, 54 in the Rose Bowl. Like, what are we doing? So that's the question for USC, and that's an obvious one. Football is back. Let's celebrate it, and I can't wait to watch those games for those reasons.